My name is McHugh. I'm the General Treasurer of the Ironworkers International Union. My book number is 750243, and I'm a member of Local 489, Scranton, Pennsylvania. I became an ironworker in 1965 and got my book in 1966. My whole family was in the business, and basically I grew up an ironworker from the day I was born. I mean, I had been out around jobs and saw my family working, and I really loved watching what was going on out on those jobs, and it was just in the back of my mind that I always wanted to give it a try when I was a kid. You know what, the best part of it was being out there every day, getting the job done, and you know, the camaraderie with the guys. When you had a good gang, it was a machine. It was a well-oiled machine, and that was really, you know, it was poetry in motion when you had a good gang of ironworkers working together, and it was just so enjoyable. The day went by fast, and you really had fun working all day long. It was fantastic. Every day we'd walk off the job, and my old connecting partner Red would look, you know, he'd say, turn around and look on the way out, and he'd say, Eddie, there's progress every day, and you know, that's something in this business that you can see. A lot of places, you know, a lot of jobs, you work all day, you do things, and you really wonder, well, at the end of the day, what's there? In our business, whether you're putting in rebar, whether you're putting up steel, setting precast, doing glazing on window wall, curtain wall, whatever it is you're doing, if you're rigging machinery, at the end of the day, you can see the progress. Look what we did today. You can actually look out and see it, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment and pride. I thought, you know, someday, hey, I'm going to be real good at this, and someday I want to be the foreman, and, you know, got to be that, and I want to be the walking boss, and got to be that. And, you know, then you start thinking about the union and how much it's helped you, and, you know, how it's provided for your family, and that without it, you know, we probably wouldn't be getting the things we have, and you start thinking about maybe getting involved in the union politics a little bit, and, you know, I did. We've always had good leadership, but, you know, when the time in my life came around when it looked like they were ready for somebody in my age, and, you know, I had been an officer for a long time anyway, and it was just kind of, I flowed into it, but my intention always was to get the best I could for the ironworkers and to help any ironworker any way I could, and that's basically been the thrust of my whole career as an ironworker official. It's just been about helping ironworkers. The General Treasurer's office is a little bit different than the General President and the General Secretary, who are involved in the day-to-day goings-on of the actual ironworking industry. The General Treasurer's office is basically concerned with the finances of the organization. You know, we're financed through our members' dues. Okay, they work hard for every dollar that they pay through the window in dues, and that per capita part of that dues is then sent down to Washington, and that's what we run this local union on, or this international, I'm sorry. Our task in the General Treasurer's office is to see that the dollars are coming in as they should be, because, you know, basically the things that the international needs to do all cost money. So we do need to have the revenue stream, and part of our activity is overseeing and making sure that revenue stream is coming on a timely basis. And and even more importantly, is the outflows, and that is making sure that every dollar of an ironworker's dues that is spent is a productive dollar, and that it's getting something done for the union ironworking industry. You know, that it is going out there in a manner that it's doing something for those guys in the field that are paying the dues. Well, maybe what you ought to do is someday when you're between jobs, or, you know, if you schedule a family vacation, schedule it for Washington, D.C., and come down and take a tour of the building. And you can get a first-hand look at just where your dues dollars are going, what the international is actually doing. We have the different departments here. It's not just the General President, General Secretary, General Treasurer's office. We have departments. We have our jurisdictional department. Jurisdiction is the lifeblood of the industry, and plainly and simply, that is fundamental to our industry. We fund the jurisdictional department. That is a very active department. Organizing is the other lifeblood of this or any union industry. It must be organized, and we put a huge amount of resources into organizing. It's easier in good times, harder in bad times, but that doesn't mean you stop trying. So our efforts are there. The third leg of that stool is downstairs on our fourth floor is our training department. That is the third leg of the stool. Okay, jurisdiction, organizing, and training. We have the best trained people in the ironworking industry. We have always turned out the best ironworkers, but every year our training is growing. It's getting better and better, and actually it's at the point now where we have been the best kept secret in training in the construction industry, and it's at the point now where the industry is sitting up and taking notice of the training that the union ironworkers do, and we're starting to get the realization that, hey, these guys are the real deal. So it's paying off. That's what we do. That's a lot of what we do. There are many other departments here. Again, anyone who has the time to be in Washington, whether it be for a vacation or for any other reason, if you would have some time, we'd welcome you to come over headquarters and see how your organization runs. If you really care about your job, whatever it is, wherever you perform it, you want to leave it better than you found it. And that is really the main thrust of my focus since I have been in the General Treasurer's office. I have made some changes in the way things were done previously to try and make things more efficient. I think we've got a fairly good level of efficiency. There's always room for improvement, and we're always looking for it. But I think at the end of the day, when I hand the keys off, it's going to be just this, that yes, I left the office better than I found it, and I would wish the same for you, to find the things that I missed, and going forward you change them and do the same in your tenure.